Hope everyone had a really relaxing day yesterday. It was a holiday. Hope you're excited for a brand new week of trading. It's going to be crazy, guys. If you're excited, like the video, and let's get straight into the video, guys. So basically, I asked on stock tweets and my social media what type of stocks you guys are interested in, and I'm going to be doing a quick analysis on those stocks. And I can't really go too deep into each stock because that'll take several hours and the video will be way too long. So I apologize in advance, but I'm going to be definitely including every single stock that you guys mentioned. It was around 20 picks. And in the future, if you don't want your name or your picture in the video, just let me know and I will gladly blur it. But I just want to shout you guys out, so I included the person that mentioned the stock. So before I get into the video, I appreciate you guys watching, and I had some people mention the audio wasn't really the best. So I'm planning on getting a microphone so the sound's gonna get better, guys, trust me. And right now I'm just using my phone, that's why the audio is kind of bad. And on the visual aspect, I will be also including better visuals in the video as well, make the videos more fun, because I know that a lot of people are starting to watch the videos. And I will be mentioning GNS, TMC, HCTI, those three you guys really like. And if you are in those stocks or bullish on them, I highly recommend you check out my previous videos on those stocks. I made many videos and talking about the game plan and the analysis behind those as well. So stick around, guys. So the first stock that someone mentioned, BGL. This one is a supernova trap. So it ended up making a really big pop. Just 2 days ago I mentioned it before the move, and this person said it could go to $500, which, I mean, essentially anything can happen in the market. But what you really want to see is you want to see the wick clears, because this stock has a personality of making a lot of wicks, if you know what that is. It's not generally the best thing for a bull. You want to see candle close over 125, 150. And I do agree it could end up ripping like BMNR. This person mentioned talking about the warrants as well on Twitter, which I'm not really into that. I'm not really into trading warrants, but I have to still watch this, guys. BGL, it's a really good one. So next one, BTBT. This person mentioned this pick, and this is a Bitcoin play, and I traded this many times in the past. This is a thicker name, which means that the float is on the higher side, as well as the price action on it is pretty thick. That means like slower compared to those low micro floater, quick poppers that I really like. But BTBT, if you notice the volume, it's starting to really accumulate massively. This is not normal volume. Look at right now on the chart, the right side, and it's starting to break that previous flat top, starting to break into new highs. Keep BTBT on and watch this, guys. So next one, TZUP. This one I actually never heard of before. It's a really interesting pick by this person, and this stock is entering blue sky territory. What that means is once it breaks that previous resistance, there's like no walls, right? It's just a ripping face. He's saying that this stock is a early treasury play, $500 million Bitcoin buy coming. So if you know what he's saying, basically, if you remember the stocks I talked about in the past, like AST, ASST, I talked about SBT, SBET, talked about BMNR, all these stock companies, they're releasing PR news about Bitcoin treasury. And if you know anything about Bitcoin, crypto is going absolutely ape, like parabolic this year. Go to Bitcoin right now, go to the live chart. You can see the parabolic multi-price action keeps making new highs. And TZUP is micro floater as well. Nice, really nice pick. I'm gonna be watching this. Next one, DAIC. This one, former Supernova. I mentioned it at the bottom. I think it was like $7. Ripping face. I think it was like $8, and so ripping to like 20 in one day. So this stock is also a more fundamental pick as well, with just a lot of catalysts behind it. It's in a really hot AI .ai, and this stock made a really big move up, but it ended up pulling back. And unfortunately, it couldn't break out of that wedge type of pattern, but it is looking really nice. I'm going to be adding this on your watch list. Shout out to Ree. Next one, KLTO. This one, multi-day flag trap. I mentioned this again many times in the past. This stock, if you look at it right now, it's starting to get really tight on the extended time frame. This stock used to be really cheap. It was in the pennies, and then that ripping face, couple 100%. Then right now, you want to see that break over 125 psychological pivot, hold, make new highs. Is really looking really good. Good pick, 2 gram. So next pick, UPST. This one is a larger cap type stock. UPST is over 7 billion market cap, high float as well. I generally never mention those stocks or don't trade them. I used to trade a lot of SPY, Tesla, Apple, larger cap type names like ExxonMobil. I used to trade a lot of Home Depot, but I don't really trade those anymore, but I look at it right now, it does look really bullish. So it ended up downtrending, break out of that downtrend, and then it finally breaks over that previous resistance, which is a bear trap for a lot of people, because a lot of shorts, they think that once a stock makes it that cat bounce type of situation where it bounces and rejects off of that resistance, it ends up tumbling down lower, makes lower, basically lower lows, right? But it ended up making higher highs. It ends up ripping face. It's a really good pick, UPST. I didn't too much this. Next one, BBAI. This AI pick. This person, Red Star, he said that the AI sector should be on high watch. I did mention many times over the years, AI is only going to get hotter every single year. You definitely want to keep an eye on, not just on stocks, but technology. AI is going to be huge, guys. And you probably already know, but the three main stocks, BBAI, I mentioned this one, going towards that 10 test, SOUN, soon, and AI. These are the three big leaders in the AI type of stocks, right? There's a lot more if you research it, but again, I can't make the video long, so I apologize, guys. I'm just trying to really speed it up, because actually, this is my second time recording. The first time was way too long, and I don't want to make the videos too long, you know. So HCTI, this one, man, so many people love this stock. This is a penny. I mentioned this around, like, it was under 2 cents. I believe it was like a penny and 5. Ended up ripping face 500% or something like that, all the way to almost 5 cents, but then it ended up rejecting really hard. And then ended up attempting that breakout, the flag type of breakout. But if you know anything about psychology, you know when everyone's expecting something, it doesn't really happen, so it ended up just ripping down. But then if you know market makers, liquidity grab type of situation, stop loss trade, probably a lot of people got kicked out of the position on this name. And what you're seeing is natural accumulation. It looks really beautiful in the extended time frame. Look at the hourly chart. I keep mentioning the hourly chart, because if you're swing trading more macro heavier type of stocks, it's your best friend. Hourly chart, daily chart, don't look at the 1 minute chart. If you're talking about stocks for multi-day, especially higher flow type of heavier, thick names, right? Always use the long macro. You're gonna thank me. Because emotions as well, right? So ACTI, really nice pick. I do think it's gonna gap up. So I wouldn't really worry, honestly, unless you oversized on it. But ACTI, really good pick. So next one, IINN. This one I've traded in the past. I remember this was a really nice runner. So this stock is thin. I believe the tape, it doesn't generally have a lot of volume, but looking at it right now, it's in a really strong uptrend. You want to see a nice consolidation, because right now you're just looking at it, it just looks more like it's just going straight up, which is not a bad thing. But if you want to trade multi-day setups like KLTO, VOR, you really want to see that longer consolidation time frame. So it's a nice pick to John. Next one, he also mentioned a BON. This one I mentioned in my previous video many times, I think like 2 videos. And on Stock Twist I said so many times, because look at the range on BON. This is a micro floater, I'm pretty sure. The range is really nice, as well as there's catalyst for the stock as well, I'm pretty sure. But again, I can't go too deep into due to time constraints on this video. But I'm looking for 150 hold, just like GNS. I'm going to talk about later in the video. 150 is such a big psychological hold. You got to remember that in small caps. 151 is really big. So next one, SBFM. This person mentioned that it's a multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company. Look at the daily chart, the range is insane. But the thing that I really want to see is finally break out of that flat channel. I don't really like. I like seeing stocks that pop over volatility, right? Volatility, high volume. And SBFM, this person saying it's a pharma. I remember trading this stock many times in the past, actually. But the thing with biopharmas is that you really want a catalyst. So check the news every day. And once it starts breaking over that key pivots with volume, skipping the tape, probably will be mentioning this as well. And even trading it, right? Because I love those micro float and those tiny float stocks that have ripping breaking news in the morning time, if you guys know how I trade, right? So SBFM, looking at a 4-minute flow, good pick to this person. Next pick is GALT, short squeeze. I mentioned this, I remember many times in the past as well. Looks really good on the extended time frame. It's consolidating. That's exactly what you want to see on a short trap, because shorts get really bent over when you're shorting it for an extended period of time. Because again, I said in the previous years, you got to pay fees as well as the psychological aspect, right? If a stock is failing to reject downtrend, round trip, they start to panic and they get squeezed out, right? So really nice pick too, Gina. And she also mentioned YHC flat. This looks like a flat top blowout over 2. Micro floater, she already knows low float. I really like the low floats. Every day I say it. Float, number one factor in trading, along with volume. Float, volume, psychology, that's all you need, essentially. You don't need all those advanced, technical indicators and all that. That's just extra. But YHC looks really good. I'm adding it to my watch list. Before this person mentioned it to me, I did not have it on my watch list, so shout out to Gina. So next pick, GNS. No pun intended, Gina, GNS. But this stock, man, this is so it's one of the most popular stocks on my channel. People keep talking about it. So this stock, I said many videos, guys, you really want to see the clear daily chart 150 break, which I think is gonna happen this week. I'm pretty sure, because this was happening with psychology bears. They're shorting the stock thinking that, oh my god, GNS, it keeps trying to break out, and then once the stock refuses to break out, that's when you see a massive flush, similar to an offering type of flush, right? I've seen it over and over again with small caps. When your stock charts keeps trying to break out like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and then boom, like a big drop. But this stock gaps up. I think it gaps up, and then shorts are gonna get really scared, like bent over. So you really want to see what Roger and the team is cooking up this week. I think there's definitely gonna be news. I have no connection with GNS. I'm just being transparent. I'm not paid or sponsored to promote the stock, because I know a lot of YouTubers, especially the bigger YouTubers, they can actually get paid to keep talking positively about a stock. But trust me, guys, I'm 100% not sponsored, and I never spoke to these people, or I have no connection to GNS. I'm just speaking strictly honestly technicals, and also you guys also mention your opinions as well. So that's why I keep mentioning it. But GNS is one of my top picks. I'll be talking to you guys again on Stock Tweets. And I do think that more shares are going to be acquired by the team, either from Roger or somewhere in that team. Because again, if you watch my previous videos, you know how active the CEO is, Roger, and was Kevin Malone. They're very active on Twitter. You can look them up yourself, and if they're very active, they're gonna definitely be smart in timing the news communications as well, right? Because I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. Because essentially the stock used to be 35 cents, 34 cents, and the rip and face to 161. That's like a 300% jump in like a week or 2 weeks. And I mentioned around 50 cents. So if you look at QNTM, that's the previous stock they squeezed. Kevin Malone, that's similar action where it makes a big move up and then consolidate and then make a next move higher. So this stock is definitely on my watch list. Again, I really wish I could talk more about it, but due to time, I physically cannot, because I don't want to make the video 1 hour, guys. But trust me, I have a lot more to talk about on GNS. So next one, TMC, another really popular stock. So basically, the thing with this stock is that more than technicals, it has so much fundamental DD behind it, or this stock, and this especially in this administration, right? President Trump, and the whole situation with this company, I honestly do think it's gonna hit easy 10 plus, but nothing's guaranteed. But just look at how the price is acting in the chart and the extended time frame. Every time it gets dipped, it gets bought back up in a really strong fashion. So if you know anything about stock personality, I said in the previous videos, is that when a stock makes a move, look left, history tends to repeat itself. So this stock, every time it dips, it gets reclaimed, bought up, and once you see that 8 crack, the important key resistance, it's gonna make new highs. TMC, really strong pick. Shout out to the people that love TMC, and I will be making most likely more videos on it. So next one, FNGR, Finger. This one I mentioned in the past as well. This is a former Supernova. I remember that time. This was I think several years ago. I traded it, went from one. I mentioned it would face $10 or something. FNGR, this is a triple bottom bounce. If you know anything about the multi-bottoms, it's a really bullish factor, because especially on the extended time frame. I don't just use the daily chart, I also use the weekly, the monthly chart. Go to the more extended time frame and look what's happening. Basically, it's holding really strong, consolidating, and you're starting to see a perk. I say perk a lot on stock tweets. That essentially means it's starting to move up. And if you see the shorts, also you're probably going to get bent over on this stock. It's a similar stock to Ader. I mentioned Ader in the past. If you guys really like Ader too, I actually forgot to include Ader in this video, but I'm just gonna say it right now. So Ader basically another type of squeeze setup where it was popular during the GameStop AMC type of days, where it once it starts to go up, it makes a really big move up, similar to FNGR. So keep Ader. Also, when you watch this, guys, Ader, FNGR, there's so much more. GNS, TMC, ECTI. So guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it, and I'm going to making daily videos, and I'm going to be posting a lot of posts on Stocktor's Twitter, guys. Get really, get excited, guys. I think this week is going to be life-changing for a lot of people. And if you didn't watch my previous videos, I highly recommend you do, because I made many videos on these tickers that I'm mentioning as well. And again, I did mention in the beginning of the video, but I am going to be getting a better microphone. Actually, I did not use a mic on a single video on my channel. I just use my phone. I'm really just speaking on it. That's why the audio is pretty bad. But I will be getting a more professional setup, and actually improving the visuals as well, so it's more appealing, right? So you guys really like the videos, and I appreciate it. Drop a comment what stocks you're watching, what's your questions, and this week is gonna be crazy, guys. Let's bank, and I'm signing out. Have a great night.